I'd like to propose selling as not just something that is a professional role. It's also something that personally helps us grow. I think most of you recognize sales is one of the best ways of building your self-confidence. I've always found in terms of performance metrics that sales sifts the wheat from the chaff. And when you do well in sales, it's a great career accelerator. All of us familiar with the typical sales process. I think all of us realize, you do a little bit of marketing, there's lead generation, you qualify prospects, you discover a need and present a solution, you resolve objections, you then try to close the sale, and then you follow through by executing excellently, building relationships, and trying to get repeat customers and raving fans. I think most of you have heard the Bata shoe salesman story. So quick challenges before we cut into positive selling. That very often, how good or bad a salesperson I am begins with what's the perspective I take, how I view the product, the solution, the customer. It very often begins with inside me. The second challenge I think most of us recognize is there's always a difficult customer. Our easy customers, it's a quick sale, but trust me, it's our difficult customers who help us grow. And finally, of course, we all have to deal with our fear of rejection and failure. I just wanted to set up the expectations at the start. Our goal here is not improving how we sell, but changing how we sell. Create a little bit of a framework for us. I call it the positive sales framework. Every one of us, when we look at a group photo, we're looking for us. We're looking for, where's my face there? Everybody's favorite radio station is, what's in it for me? And this is something we've got to understand when we are working with customers. And that's what I wanted to kind of set the stage. Very often when we are actually selling, we don't necessarily put the customer first. Seek to understand before pitching, I would say, is one of the first things that all of us as salespeople have to understand. And it's very difficult to do because instinctively, we move to a solution. Instinctively, we move to a product. Instinctively, we pitch. The better that we understand the customer, only then do we get to the point where we are giving a quote, a price quote, a demo, showing off the product. All of that, I think, comes much later. Putting the customer first. Now, many of you in your responses said the customer is not interested. The prospect is not interested. And I will say, yes, they are not interested in us. They're not interested in me, my product, my solution, my offering. They're not interested. But they are very interested in them. They are very interested in them. They are very interested in their own success. They're very interested in their own results. They are very interested in all the pain that they are going through. And that is what we should begin talking about. Let's do as much as possible to be able to understand and research the customer before we jump into the pitch. Beware of the customer who violently agrees with you. Value objections from a customer because that means the customer is thinking about it. If they're pushing back, they're thinking about it, they're engaged. The customer who's just telling you, I love you, you're brilliant, all of that, most likely just wants you out of the door. So start looking at objections as rungs in the ladder to the sale. So each objection, ask yourself, what is this telling me about the customer's need? What is this telling me about the customer's priorities? What is this telling me about the customer's pains, gains? That's what gives us the clues to be able to move down the process of selling. What we should do in our homework is, what are 10 business results that our customer will get by going for our solution, product, whatever we are offering? You pick or choose what you're offering, but only describe the business results that the customer will. Please understand that we are not selling Microsoft solutions to them. We are selling better profits. We are selling business growth. We are selling faster business transactions. We are selling ease of doing business. I'm going to move on to the I. So the I goes back to the old Aesop's fable that I'm sure all of you have heard. This has long been a story that is used to indicate that we get further with influence rather than force. A good salesperson takes you where you want to go. A great salesperson takes you where you need to go, So I think particularly in the space that core competence is, we have to rethink, we have to redefine, We have to reshape and we have to reimagine the value that we are bringing to clients.